Hi, it's George Bakrnchev here, the founder of the Grow Business, Grow Boardroom program. What I want to do is just highlight this article that was emailed to me by one of my clients, and it's about one of our clients as well, Mark Hobbs from the Beefy's Pie chain, the family-owned business. They own all 10 of their stores, and they have grown with us, practically since they were about 5 stores, actually, just over 3 years ago. And there was an article done on Mark only a couple of days ago, and it's called QuickChat. And what I wanted to do is just highlight some of the things that Mark said, because you've seen the webinar, you have seen the strategies that we put in place to help him create the 4 freedoms, the freedom of time, the freedom of money, people, and place. But that's all well and good, that's the glossy end result. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and hopefully this will help you join the dots in what some of those things were. And through Mark's psychology, through his thinking, and you can get that by his answers to some of the key questions that he was asked in this quick chat. And he was chosen as one of the key shakers and movers on the Sunshine Coast as a business figure who's done extraordinarily well in a short period of time. Very price sensitive and very price sensitive and customer type sensitive industry. It's one of the most competitive industries in the world. So let me just zoom in and just show you some of the things that's celebrating his 10th store there, and it's a 20-year journey that he's had with his wife. Let's have a look. He's from Boardroom, Sunshine Coast. His first job was when he was 12, so he's always been, an entrepreneur of some sort. His Belinda is his wife, and he's got 4 kids. They met when they were 16, childhood sweethearts, and they've been together ever since through, a lot of what we call the 3 S's in life and in business. And you might want to write these down. It's the stretch, struggle, success. Now, no entrepreneur that I know has ever gone from idea straight to the 3rd S, success. It's never happened. There's always a stretch and struggle, and there's a way to get through the stretch and struggle. And Mark understood this a number of years ago when he sought our mentorship through the Grow Business, Grow Boardroom program. He knew he needed an external pair of eyes for him to be able to get through the constant, and this is the key, the constant stretch and struggle of developing a business. It's important to note he mentions here about his favorite book, and it was The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And he read this many years ago, and he said, it had a profound effect on him. And it happens, things like this happen when you read a book, you let it go, and subconsciously you start implementing a lot of the strategies. Now, I'm a business psychology specialist. My key unique talent is to be able to help people develop their businesses without burning out. And that's why the Grow Business, Grow program has been set up in such a way to be able to work with, high-tech, low-net tech, no-tech businesses. Mark was asked, what are you reading right now? And of course, I'm very happy to highlight this and to say that he's, rereading the 8th day of the week, our best-selling book about how to grow a business without burning out, and the 20 simple lessons that you need to implement on a day-to-day basis. If you don't know what that book looks like, it's this one here. If you haven't got yourself a copy, do email us back and we'll give you a link to be able to download a full, uninhibited electronic copy of that book. Of course, if you want to buy it, you can go to Amazon and they will promptly deliver you one ASAP. Now, the best advice Mark's ever been given, simply, if you're going to do something, do it well. And that's always, we've worked with Mark closely for a number of years now, and we know that he's true to form, that he really does do something or doesn't do something unless he can do it at his best, and that goes with his team as well. He would like, what would he change about the coast? Well, yeah, definitely, I would probably agree with that. It would be nice to have cooler weather. The best day in his life. Now, this is really worth noting. Have a look at this, what he said right here. He fulfilled a personal goal by spending Christmas Day with the family in Canada, skiing in the morning, then eating pizza and watching the NBA, that's the National Basketball Association, on TV all afternoon. Yeah, that's a month away from the business, and this is what we call green days. Green days are 24-hour periods of no business day. Now, you would have seen this in the webinar. This is it in action. I want to show you that this is, the result of doing and applying our strategies. It's not something that you just read once out of a book and you get it. You have to do it. Somebody said, to know and not do is not yet to know. So much truth and wisdom in that saying. So he took that green time away, and importantly, he took it without taking guilt. There was practically 1 or 2 emails that he responded to during that entire family holiday. Now, can you imagine what that's like when you're busy growing a business which is thriving and booming? It has over 100 plus employees. There's a lot of responsibilities. You have store managers, you have area managers, you have CEO in place, you have a factory in place. Now, all of this grew over time with us. It just didn't happen and materialize overnight. And to be able to take that break away and take it guilt-free and really, really be there with your family when you're on holidays, now that to me is what living is all about. If you think your business is everything, you're wrong. You're absolutely mistaken. Business is only one project in your life. It's not your entire project. And if you're at that point where your business has become your entire project in your life, you are in danger zone. And you really need a helping hand to get yourself out of that rut, because it's not going to change unless you do completely different activities, step by step. Now, let me just zone in over here. Can you nominate a day in your life that turned out to be a turning point? Well, he definitely can, and it was this one right here. Let me, if I can highlight that one there. July 23rd, 2014, that's when he took his son to the intensive care unit in Brisbane as he was diagnosed with an incurable chronic disease. It was ironically also the weekend that he was opening up one of his new stores, and he had to thankfully, he'd already been with us in the Boardroom program. I think it was 2 quarters by then, so 2 90-day periods, and he was able to leave his business where normally he's really there, making sure everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, because it is an opening of a new store. It really is a big deal. And he left it all to his team to handle. And he came back and he said, you know what, George, this was just a godsend that we had already started this process with you, because obviously life has a way of throwing curveballs at you unexpectedly, and this one was thrown at us at the the nth hour of the night, and we were able to handle it. We were able to be there purely with our son and not worry about the business. Now, to me, a business must give you more life. If your business is not giving you more life right now, then you have to change things, because there will be critical moments like this in one shape, form, or another that will present themselves at your doorstep, and you need to be able to handle them without worrying about the business. Let me just fast forward a little bit over here. Let's see. Look at this. What achievement are you most proud of? Because his son has, one of his sons has celiac disease, he cannot eat gluten, in other words, and ironically, he can't walk into that pie shop and eat anything. So in the Boardroom, we said to Mark, how about in the next 90 days, because he also has his business managers in the Boardroom with us as well. He said, how about in the next 90 days, you present to us your first fully pledged gluten-free pie for us to taste test. And do you know what? He did. They pulled all systems together, got the recipe right, and in 90 days presented us with a gluten-free pie. And you know what? We absolutely loved it. Thankfully, we weren't biased, because he took that same pie to the Australian Pie Competition and won the best gluten-free pie in the entire country. And he did that not once, but 2 years in a row. And it's a testament to the quality control, but also the strategic thinking and implementing that Mark and his team have done as a result of being able to work closely with us. Let's have a look at how do you deal with your frustrations. And the frustration is, people who don't do what they say they're going to do. Well, don't we know that too well? He sees business as a game, because one of our key sayings in Grow Business Grow, and that is business is a game. And if you see it as a game, it just takes the whole pressure of this life or death type thinking to, well, how do we play this game? How do we go from quarter to quarter to quarter, winning where we can, and if we lose, well, we learn from that loss, we get feedback, and we readjust, we rejig what needs to happen. So that's in a nutshell our featured story case study at the moment, Mark Hobbs. Now, if you have been through the webinar, you've listened to it, you probably have a few questions, don't be the rugged individual. Speak to Coach Wayne. Coach Wayne is the trainer of the Grow Business Grow program. Set up a time. In fact, I'm going to give you a link. Click the link. You'll see Wayne's schedule availability. Pick a time that suits you. Have an off-the-record chat with him about your current business situation. Don't go it alone. At least get some feedback. And if you are right, we will commit our resources to you, and we will commit with you and partner with you in the Grow Business Grow Boardroom program, and we will work alongside you to get the results and the progress that we have with Mark and our many, many other clients. So give yourself permission to do that. Don't hold back. Don't let this opportunity go by. Our intake is beginning now for our next boardroom, and I hope that I get to touch base and cross paths with you at one of the boardrooms as well. So until then, I look forward to hearing your results and your progress through Coach Wayne. His link is below. Give him a buzz. In fact, click it, find a time that suits you, get your ideas off your mind, and start getting some clarity, direction, and focus about your own situation and your own business. I guarantee you it's going to be one of the best things you've ever done. If you don't believe me, drop Mark an email and ask him. Talk with you soon. Cheers.